Hello everyone and welcome to the Holy Palidan walkthrough. I want to show you guys a few things and get you up to speed on how healing is done in Warlords of Draenor. Now, I hear that Holy Paladin is supposed to be the weakest class, and I've really had no problem with them, so I'm going to show you how I play and what you do to get yourself your maximum heals and never run out of mana. For stats, I've been stacking a lot of crit and haste as much as I can. Mostly just prioritizing that crit that way, but it's not easy trying to get the heroic gear, especially with no reforging and everything. So I've just been gemming crit for where I can and getting the crit gear. And you want to get as much spirit as you can so you get the mana regen. We'll just queue into a random heroic right now and get to the basics. The thing you gotta love about healer queues, they're always really quick. So the first things first is I put my beacon on myself and the tank, since I got the double beacon talent. It looks like we don't have a Kingser here, so I'll put Kings up on the group. And it looks like we got into a pre-made one, so this is going to be a fairly quick video then. Now on my bar you can see Crusader Strike, I got that I use. Holy Radiance I really don't use, but the thing I started to notice about Holy Paladin is you're more of a healer that is meant for CCing. You want to try and keep as much damage from not going to your tank, while at the same time healing as little as possible. I use Crusader Strike when there's no damage coming in, try and stack up my Eternal Flame as much as possible, and use my cheap heals only on the party. Like, I try only flash heal maybe the tank, and then use like Eternal Flame and my free heals, but this guy's getting pretty low, he's getting focused. So once you get them to about 50%, then it's just cheap heals all the way. I don't really care. Healers right now are basically designed to heal someone up after burst damage, but if someone's messing up pretty bad, you gotta let them die, because you're just gonna waste all your mana trying to keep them alive, and then the repeated attempts at failing is gonna end up killing them. Or killing the mana and just wiping the group. Okay, so that guy just, the Death Knight probably just used Death Strike to try and keep himself alive. And that's what really, as non-healers, you should be doing, is that when you're getting low, get yourself up. Notice my mana isn't very low, so we can just jump right on into this fight. Well, after we clear this trash. Pop Hand of Sack on the tank. Now I'm bad, I don't have the glyph yet, so I'm going to take damage myself, but with double beacons, they just heal right through it. Start to notice too when tanks are really geared as far as like stacking mitigation, because it's you just don't take any damage. You can Holy Light them for days. You really don't want to spam your Flash of Light, even with the 40% mana reduction on your beacon. So because I like to start in melee and basically get my holy power up that way, kind of turns me into a melee healer, and then I try to use other things too to help keep the let's use a flash of light right there, give like a little bit more. And this guy's a warrior tank, so it makes it a little bit harder. They don't have any real self-healings. Baddie right now, I'm not standing more or less. And that guy just stood in it. Okay, I'm not really sure what happened there. Kind of seemed like lag. Now I have a macro on my Holy Prism. I really haven't had to use it yet, which I should have been able to use it then, but you can't because Holy Prism has to bounce off an enemy. So if there were any phoenixes or anything, I could have used it. But basically my macro makes it to where I target the target's target in order to heal the whole group from that target. The one thing I dislike about Holy Paladins right now, though, is their base move speed seems to be pretty low. So there's a few dungeons where you can't get out of stuff quick enough because you're so slow. As far as my gear, I am all 630 and up item level. So that of course helps. They seem to have a lot of need for gear right now. These denounce macros, I don't know about them. I just use those if I'm having to soul or do damage to something. But I try to keep a lot of spells like stuns, repentance on my bar, rebuke, if I have time to use it, because I like to try to be in melee and putting out as much CC as possible to try and stop people from taking like 40k burst or something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about 30 minutes. Start cutting up potatoes and putting them in cold water and all that good stuff. Start shucking corn. While you're dealing with cutting up potatoes, I'll shuck the corn if you want it. Shucking corn is no stranger to me. Pops used to have a big old garden, and I definitely want to shuck corn.
Ah, the glory of doing pug heroics. I know some of you are going to probably ask, and this UI is called Pitbull. It's very customizable, the way I like it. I have it to where it fades out when people aren't in range and shows specific buffs. These are the talents I'm running right now. Some of them, yeah, like Avenging Wrath, really nice. Hand of Purity, you can use it through stunts and stuff. These are the ones that I find really that work well for me. And then I haven't bought many glyphs, so I'm just using a Flash of Light, Avenging Wrath, and Light of Dawn glyph. Now back at it. You can see this is a pretty mana efficient way right now of doing it. Try to get up everyone real quick. You get your Flash of Light proc and a double Holy Shock. I like to usually do Holy Shock, Holy Light. Got a LOS problem with my mage right now, so we're gonna have to be more careful. Try to use Eternal Flame more on non-tanks. Oh my goodness, this mage.
Beware.
So yeah, this is just a, you know, heal up. Don't really have to. You take your time, lots of time to heal behind the quills. I just took a big spike of damage there. It's kind of dangerous feeling. Trying to gather gear for my red set. Now this kind of shows where Holy Paladins are really weak, which is in insta-cast heals. People really complain about them being very immobile, which I agree, they're very immobile, but when they're standing still they can put out a ton of heals, and they can also do a ton of mitigating. Like their cooldowns are probably some of the bigger ones. Being able to stun and interrupt, not many healers can do that. Usually I have problems in this little corner area. Now this is, I think, one of the harder trash mobs pulls, and you'll find that trash mobs are really harder than any boss fights. So I usually try to save my cooldowns more for trash. And watch for these people that like stand and stuff like this. It's like sometimes I let them die, sometimes if they start moving then, you know, let's get them up and keep them alive. It's like right now I should really be focusing on the tank. Wasn't fast enough to melee stuff. Let's see which way the tank wants to go. See, there's a lot of mobs right there too, so he's probably gonna take a lot more damage. So just pop your cooldown, try to keep him up. The reason I usually cast a Holy Light before a big cooldown is because I wanted him to go down a little bit so that if I crit really hard with my flame, it does all that extra healing. I shouldn't help for this guy. Let's see if this tank is gonna live. Nope, he lived. Don't remember how hard this guy hits, but I think it's actually not that bad. I see it's this time when I use Holy Prism. Gives you a ton of healing. And this cooldown is actually not that long. But I really don't try to use Holy Radiance. It's just way too costly. It's like, why would you want to spend that much? Light of Dawn, of course. Just a tickle heal. Only use it when the tank is topped off. Else I'm just popping my big heals on him and little heals all over the party. Now, I know you haven't seen me use my Avenging Wrath yet, but that, if you've done anything, that is an amazing cooldown. The only problem is, it seems that you just burst all your healing down and then you don't have to heal for the rest of your cooldown. So, use it when they're low. So I only use it really when people are standing in fire, not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Just run up, give it a stun. So that's pretty good. So the tank's about 50%. Let's pop a cooldown on him. Try to see if he'll cheaply get his way back up. I have hammer for this one, so I can help. And if you're watching my mana at all, I haven't dropped below 15k. Okay, so let's just, for the hell of it, have the Avenging Wrath and just show you how much this stuff heals for. So I'm not critting at all. It's kind of odd. But that's basically the gist of it. There's no need for some of, like, the mana cost, spamming a Flash of Light, definitely try not to do that. That's just costly. Even with a 40% reduction when you're just casting on your beacons, it's way too much. So this expansion, what I've learned from healing, since I haven't played since Kata, is there's more reliance on player skill as a healer. So if a player is failing and you are going to have to spam a lot more on him and try to heal him, you're going to run out of mana, and it's really, really costly to healers to try and keep alive people who are bad. Tanks who are gemming or gearing on damage, you're not going to like them at all. Like when you find tanks who have really, really good mitigation and you really don't have to heal them and you just put a beacon on them and you're healing everybody else who's taking damage, it's golden. You can get up to 30k heals that way. I've done. You're just spamming Holy Light and having that beacon at like 30% because you got two beacons out, one on you, one on another on the tank, and then just Holy Light and Flash of Light and Eternal Flame. Like, yeah, that's great. And you're not running out of mana. So gotta realize now your spells for healing, they're costly. A cooldown or something to interrupt or make it to where someone's not going to take damage is going to be a lot more mana efficient, and you should really look into trying to up that skill. And that's where you're going to see Holy Paladin shine, is they're able to mitigate that damage by making it to where you don't even take it. And so they don't look very good on the meters, but they can definitely mitigate a lot of damage that way. So I hope you guys enjoyed my Holy Paladin. Like, comment, subscribe if you really want to. I'm planning on doing some more guides on each of the classes and probably each spec. Really enjoying healing right now in Warlords of Draenor, so I might level up my priest next and see how that goes. I don't know about my shaman or my druid. My shaman, I really liked elemental and enhancement, so I haven't really tried resto. But I basically came back to World of Warcraft to try out healing again, because every other MMO I couldn't find healing. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.